Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Boundary Supply Rennen Pack, which is the company's take on the classic everyday bag. And I've been a big fan of Boundary's previous backpacks. We've looked at the Errant Pack and the Prima system on the channel, and those bags were feature packed, very well built, so I was excited to see what Boundary would be bringing to a more minimally styled day bag such as this, while still keeping many of the features that make them so distinctive. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my experience testing this over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how this compares to some of the other popular daily bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the outside of the bag, I really like the overall aesthetic. This definitely has a pretty clean and minimal vibe, a lot more subdued than something like Boundary's Errant Pack and Prima system, which had a lot of buckles and zippers, pockets. So this is definitely a lot simpler, and I think it's an aesthetic that's gonna work well for many different environments, whether you're exploring a city, taking this around campus, or going into the office. The bag is offered in a few different colors and materials. The version that I have here is the all black. And one of the selling points for the Rennen series that Boundary Supply has come out with is the recycled fabrics. This is made out of 60% recycled fabrics, I believe. So the exterior is a 600D recycled fabric that feels, pretty rugged and like it's gonna hold up well to rougher usage, like it's gonna offer a decent amount of weather resistance. One thing that I did notice about this, however, is that it is a magnet for lint and pet hair. I have a dog with white fur, so I really had to struggle to kind of keep it clean. I've noticed hair getting all over the bag, so that's definitely something that you'll want to keep in mind. The material, however, is fairly lightweight. The bag comes in at around 2 pounds, and then you have some nice YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the front of the bag, I like that you have the very subtle Boundary Supply logo here on the front. It's blacked out, it blends in nice with the exterior, and then you have a few lash points here on the front, which you compare with straps that Boundary Supply sells separately from the bag, or with straps that are found from other companies. So they're gonna be great for attaching something like a yoga mat or a skateboard. You also have attachment points that go down on the bottom, so that again you can also attach a yoga mat here, a tripod. It's nice that it includes these attachment points, as it gives you some extra flexibility with the items that you can carry with you. I've also used one of these loops to attach a hand sanitizer on a carabiner, and then they just kind of stay out of the way if you're not using them. And then I was excited to see that you have an external water bottle pocket on one of the sides. This offers a decent amount of capacity. I was able to fit the same 20-ounce water bottle that you've seen in a lot of my other daily bag videos. That fit in there pretty comfortably, even with the main compartment packed out. There's not a ton of elasticity on this compartment, so anything super thick is gonna start to eat up space from the main area, so you have to think about that as you pack that out. Regardless, it's still nice to have this external access to something like a water bottle. And then taking a look at the capacity, the bag comes in at about 22 liters, which is a really great daily bag size in my opinion. I was able to hold all the items that I normally like to carry with me, and I still had a little bit of leftover space. And I like that the bag isn't super rigid, so it's able to kind of mold around anything that I place on the inside. And I like that even when it's a little bit more packed out, it doesn't stick out too much, which makes it great for navigating crowded areas, jumping onto public transit, and carrying on to pretty much any domestic or international airline. Moving into the straps and the back paneling, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. I like how the straps have been implemented here. They have a nice amount of padding that's broken in out of the box. Then you have this meshy, breathable material on the inside to help prevent moisture from building up. And these straps also have a nice width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. One thing to call out here on the straps is that you don't have any sort of sternum strap included with the bag, and you don't really have any attachment points to add one. And then as far as the back paneling, this has also felt pretty comfortable. You have the same sort of padding that you have on the shoulder strap, so it's soft, broken in right out of the box, same sort of breathable material that's gonna help prevent moisture from building up. You also have some slight air channels here to give you a little bit of airflow and ventilation while you're walking around. I would have liked to have seen maybe some deeper air channels to give you some extra ventilation, but overall the bag has felt pretty comfortable even after I've worn it for a longer period of time. While we're on the back paneling, something I forgot to mention earlier is that you also have some additional attachment points here near the back paneling that pair with the ones along the front of the bag that are going to allow you to, again, use those straps to attach items to the sides of the bag, or if you happen to place something a little bit taller in the water bottle pocket, you want to strap it down. This is going to make it very easy to do so. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag keeps things pretty simple overall. On the exterior, you just have the one quick access pocket, and I was sad to see that the rumors are true. This compartment is really not super comfortable or easy to access, especially as it's meant to be a little bit more of a quick access pocket. It has this flap that comes over the zipper. It's secured with these magnets, which I suppose is good for making it a little bit harder to access and prevent maybe somebody from, stealing anything from the compartment. It also adds some extra weather resistance to this zipper, as it's not aqua guarded like the one in the main compartment, but it just got a little bit annoying to open and close this, unfortunately, especially if you had something a little bit bulkier. It could be a little difficult to get it out of the compartment quickly. On the inside of the compartment, you do have a decent amount of volume for anything that's even a little bit bulkier. You can see the compartment comes up a decent amount, so sunglasses, phone. In my case, I just tossed in my Apple AirPods Pro. I also have a lightning cable and power brick to charge my tablet and my phone. And then on the inside, you have a little loop here that you can pair with something like a carabiner. It's going to be a good spot to attach maybe your keys or a multi-tool. And then taking a look at the main compartment, this is a top-loading bag, and the zipper has an aqua guard, which is really nice to help keep the compartment a little bit more protected against the elements, particularly as it's the area that houses the laptop sleeve. And even though it's a top-loading bag, you still have a pretty wide opening to make it easy to see the inside of the bag. You also have this bright lining to give you some contrast and some extra visibility. And because of the simpler layout of the compartment, it's able to handle bulkier items quite well. So you can see that even with the items that I have in here, there's some leftover space. Diving into what I currently have here are my Beats Studio wireless headphones in their hard shell case. And then I have my Evergood Civic Access pouch, which I've been using a lot recently. I'll make sure to link in the description below to the video that I did on this if you want to see how I've packed it out. Down at the bottom, I also have a GoRuck Shadow Pocket, which holds some of the bulkier, kind of loose items that I didn't want getting lost in the bottom of the bag. And then I also have a full-size Moleskine notebook. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a look at the inside. I like how much this comes up. This is actually going to allow you to use this pretty well as a minimal travel bag. You can toss in a packing cube, an extra pair of shoes, a dock kit, and actually get away with using this for a longer weekend trip pretty comfortably. And then moving on to the front area of the compartment, you have some extra organization. It's pretty simple but effective. You have these taller, deep compartments here. I like how much volume they offer. They're going to be good for holding some bulkier accessories. And this one on the left, I just have my Ray-Ban sunglasses with their case. And then on the right, I have my portable Bluetooth speaker and power bank. But these are going to be a great spot to put something like your laptop charger. If you have, one of the power bricks with the longer cables, I think it'll fit in there pretty comfortably. And then at the top, you have just a simple zippered compartment. Again, it's nice to have this area to prevent these smaller items from getting lost in the bottom of the compartment. This is also going to be a good quick access compartment. If you place your sunglasses, this may be an easy place to reach them as well. In my case, I just used it to hold my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. And then I also have my Apple Magic Mouse. And on the inside of this compartment, you have the magnetic dock that Boundary Supply is so known for. They have had this in many of their other bags. And this pairs nicely with the HT clip, which is a great spot to put your keys. This isn't included with the bag. It would have been nice to actually see this included, as it's not really useful for anything else, this magnetic dock, so it would have been a nice addition. Pairs there nicely, a good way to get your keys out of your pockets and be able to access them really easily. Beyond that, you just have a decent amount of volume here for anything that you want to grab a little bit more quickly. Simple compartment. And then on the back of the compartment, you have a padded laptop sleeve. Before diving into that, I'll call out these two little kind of nubs here, these magnetic attachment points that are going to work well with some of Boundary's other accessories, such as their field space. They also have a pouch that attaches with these docking system. I don't have those to kind of demonstrate here, but it's an interesting use case. Boundary is very well known for their modular setups, and so something that may be worth experimenting with if you like having a simpler bag that you can configure. And then the laptop sleeve itself was actually more impressive than I was expecting. Boundary has always done a great job with these laptop sleeves, but some of the reviews I had read made it seem like this wasn't that padded, but it's actually pretty thick. I really like the implementation here. It feels like it's also pulled up off the bottom of the ground. It does seem to have somewhat of a false bottom, so when I placed my device in there and I dropped it in, it's not actually touching The desk, when it comes down, it's not super pulled up, but you do have a little bit more padding than I was expecting. So nice to see Boundary continuing that, as the Errent Pack had a fantastic laptop sleeve. On the inside, you have this kind of nylon, which is a little bit softer. It's gonna help prevent against scratching. And this is gonna be able to hold up to a 16-inch laptop. Currently what I have here is my 13-inch MacBook Pro. You can see there's some leftover space at the top. So pulling my device out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside, and I really like how much this comes up, as it's gonna be able to handle a thicker device pretty comfortably. Also, if you wanna place your laptop in a protective sleeve, this is gonna give you a little bit more flexibility. But on its own, the sleeve itself, I really like how rigid the padding is and this soft lining. It feels like my device is gonna be very well protected while I'm running around throughout the day. So just a nice, simple layout in this main area. I like the organizational options that are provided, the overall aesthetic, and if you're interested in a durable and comfortable daily bag that's gonna offer a simple layout and integrate well with Boundary's ecosystem of accessories, and this is gonna be a solid option to consider. And so to wrap up, it's been a pretty good experience testing out the Rennen Daypack over the past couple of weeks. And you can purchase this on Boundary's site for about $130. You can also find this on Huckberry. And to me, it feels like a pretty reasonable price considering the features and build quality that it has to offer. However, there's also gonna be a lot of other great options in this price range that may be worth considering. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is Boundary Supply's Errent Pack, which has been one of my favorite EDC bags of the past couple of years. Just super well built, it's very comfortable to wear, it offers a lot of protection for anything that you might be carrying with you, good weather resistance, an interesting organizational layout. It opens up clamshell style, or you can get into it from the top. It works well with Boundary's ecosystem of accessories, so it's a much more robust bag than this. It's also gonna be a little bit bigger at around 24 liters. And the price point on that one is fairly close to this one. It's gonna be maybe a little bit more expensive, but it feels like you get a ton of additional value. So if you're interested in Boundary's kind of aesthetic and ecosystem and you have just a little bit more money to spend, I definitely recommend you take a look at that one instead. The next bag this made me think of is the Evergood CHZ22, which is another great minimal everyday bag. It comes in at 22 liters and it's able to hold a ton of stuff in that volume. It has a simple layout, much like this bag here, has a top quick access pocket, another organizational pocket on the inside. The good thing about those pockets is they have their own volume. They offer plenty of flexibility. And one of the best things about the Evergood CHZ line is the external water bottle pockets, which are fantastic. If you carry a larger water bottle and you want to be able to access it quickly, those are going to work great. It has a comfortable harness system, a solid build quality. It is going to come in at a slightly higher price range, but if you have the additional budget and you're looking for a very minimal and versatile bag that you can take into pretty much any environment, then that's going to be a fantastic option to check out. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Bellroy Classic Backpack, which is one of the most comfortable bags that I've used. I really love the harness system on that one. In my opinion, it's gonna be a little bit more comfortable than this. It also has a pretty simple top-loading layout, suspended and well-padded laptop sleeve, a few quick access pockets on the exterior, which make it very easy to grab everything that you need. I definitely prefer that layout to the front quick access compartment on this bag. It's not gonna have all these same modular kind of ecosystem that Boundary has. Bellroy does have some good tech organizers and pouches that you can pair with the bag, but it's just gonna be very comfortable. It offers plenty of space at a similar size to this and a little bit more of a sophisticated and professional aesthetic. So if you're looking for something that has this type of a vibe that's maybe gonna look a little bit better with a more professional outfit and you have a slightly higher budget, then that's gonna be a fantastic option to take a look at. With that being said, the Boundary Supply Rennen Pack holds up pretty well against those options, and if you're looking for a simple everyday bag that's still gonna offer you a decent amount of organization and space, then this is gonna be a solid option to consider. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Rennen Daypack and how it compares to some of the other great daily bags that we featured on the channel. And if there are any similar options that you think I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And we'll see you in the next one.